then its info will appear here. Like for example, maybe this character that is selected has more health, and a description that will tell you what its special move is. Okay, so this is version 2. Okay, by the way, this is also a sort of brainstorming. Okay, version 1 and version 2 was just something that came out of brainstorming. Okay, version 3. What shall we do for version 3? Okay, let's do something different for version 3. Okay, so instead of having the words choose your character, okay, we'll just have the characters selection wheel. Wait, do you mean something like something you would see in Wheel of Fortune? Okay, like where you have a circle, where the characters are over in each segment. And when you select one of the characters, okay, its info or his or her info will appear here. Okay, the name, the characteristic, and the special move. Oh, so do you mean something like it only shows one character at one time? Okay, so for example, this, okay, you will first shown the first character. So maybe something like this. The name, the description, and the special. Okay, and the rest of the characters are all behind. Okay, maybe behind here. or it could be like a photo album where the characters that you can select from are on the top, and when you choose one, it will show the description of the character right on the bottom. Okay, give me a second to check out the example. So next, SS underscore menu. Oops. Oh, okay. Okay, this is interesting as well, and is simple and easy to understand. Okay, so for this version 4, okay, yeah, so the example that you have found for me is something that's much simpler, which is good. Okay, but on top of that, we also want to, okay, because maybe a few sessions ago, okay, we have decided to make the second and third and fourth characters and so on require you to unlock them. So if you want to play the second, third, fourth and so on characters, you would have to play the first character to a certain extent to do so. So that means on this screen, we would need to show that you can unlock new characters. So for example, okay, this might be the third character. Okay, just a random sketch. Okay, but that would be a something like a lock appearing on top of it. Yeah. To indicate that this character is currently locked. So apart from making it simple for you to read or understand what each character is about, we also have to show that new characters can be unlockable. So in that aspect, currently version 4 looks like it would be chosen for the character screen. Okay, version 3 is this. 2, 1. Okay. Okay, let's go with one last version, and we will decide from the 5 versions. Okay, so for version 5, let's do something totally different. Okay, instead of having menus and stuff like that, okay, we'll have a somewhat cinematic scene where you would see something like this. Okay, wait, let me draw a straight line. Okay, and this is all black over here. Okay, and you would see some platforms. Here and there. Okay, randomly scattered. And on top of the platforms are the characters. Okay, so for example, and for upcoming characters that have not been added yet, we will just add the body outline in a black shade. So maybe the third character might look something like this. I have no idea what I'm drawing. Okay, but the whole body will be black, and there will be a big question mark over here. Okay, as for unlockable characters that are not unlocked yet, for example, maybe the second character, okay, we can put a lock symbol over its head. So you can choose from the characters when you press left or right. Okay, so when you select a character, its information will appear right in the center. Okay, let's use a different color for this. Okay, the name, the description, and the special move. Okay, and maybe at this side we'll add the, okay, let's hide this. Okay, maybe when the information comes out, everything behind becomes not that visible as well. So we can focus on what's right smack in the center. Okay, but the bad thing about this is you would have to go back and forth to go through all of the characters, which is not that convenient. So instead of doing this, we could have the information appear on the bottom right, bottom center. Okay, right over the supposedly black area. Or we could have it appear on the top instead, since that's easier to see. Okay, as anything that is near the edge of any area is much easier to identify or read. Okay, OBS, alright. Okay, so these are the 5 versions that we have came up with. Okay, so let's go through all of them and decide which one will suit the game best. Okay, so for version 1, okay, so if you think version 1 is good, maybe say yes. If not, we will move on to version 2. Okay, but I won't give a yes to version 1 myself, since it's rather basic, I would say. Okay, it's not that it's bad. Okay, by the way, it has a good flow of things. Okay, as you read from the top, you choose your character on the bottom, and you look at the information on the bottom. So let's imagine looking at this screen and pressing left or right to decide on which character to play. So if you press left or right and you have to look down and look up again, so the flow isn't really there. So let's go on to version 2. Okay, so for version 2, yes. Okay, so I would take that as a no from Rodo Font. Okay, so moving on to version 2. Okay, the flow starts from the top where you read the words choose your character, and it goes down to the left where you look at the characters. So when you press left or right, the information on the right panel will change. So you have to look at the left, look at the right, look at the left, and look at the right. Okay, in that sense, at least it is better than version 1. Okay, as it's easier for you to read from left to right than up to down. Okay, but since we do not want too many menus, okay, we'll move on to version 3. Okay, but at least version 2 is one of the better ones for now. Okay, by the way, if you were wondering how I know all the stuff about reading flow and user experience, that's because I sort of took some courses on design user interface or / experience, and so it helps, really helps. You will better understand how user scan through things and stuff like that. That's true. So looking at this, it might remind you of games like Street Fighter, stuff like that. So I wouldn't say that this is bad, at least it is one of the better ones for now. Okay, so for version 3, okay, version 3 was created out of madness. Okay, it's something that's not conventional. It's really out of the box because there's no box, there's a circle. Okay, that's the funny thing about this version 3 is that you don't really know how to describe it. How would you describe it? Oh, okay, so looking at this wheel in the center, okay, it might give the user the feeling that he or she cannot choose the character, but instead the characters are, or the character that can be played is randomly decided. Okay, as it looks like a wheel and it looks like something that will spin, and wherever it ends up at is the character that you will play with, which is not true, as we want you to be able to choose whichever character you want to play with. Okay, this is something, okay, I definitely agree with Rodolfo on this. Okay, maybe in the future when we add something that requires a bit of luck to the game, then we will come back to this. Okay, but for now, let's go on to version 4, which is this. Okay, version 4 is like a photo gallery for characters. So upon going left or right, you will be shown the character right smack in the center. So in a sense, that is where the focus is. Okay, you'll be scanning from left to right on the characters, but once a character is selected, you would have to read from top to down. Okay, over here. Okay, and if you don't like what you see, pressing left or right will change the information and character selected. So in that sense, you don't really have to move your eyes all the way up to the top row over here.